I'm at a point in my life like we all grew up in the streets and we try to be better, but they labeled us felons, and I seem to think that the reason why their groups are so close is because all of them have a certain type of STD. I think they all got the alphabet. Now bear with me guys, cause I'm not even trying to cap. I looked at it like this. You know they not using condoms, right? So if you're in a party not using condoms, it ain't like you could catch something twice, right? You know, so if you already got some, ain't like you can catch it again. So I believe, one of my theories is that these people at these Diddy parties were so close because they all had STDs. Speak situational awareness is just low, bro, cause my thing is this, like the feds announced that they have a video of Diddy on cameraing a male. You see what I'm saying? So like if they making these type of announce, bro, if they had anything on Meek Mill, bro, like that's everywhere. When people think of hip-hop, they often think of the glitz, the glamour, and the larger-than-life personalities that have shaped the culture for decades. But behind the flashing lights and the booming music, there is a darker story that has started to unfold. For years, Sean Diddy Combs was known as the king of parties. His famous white parties in the Hamptons and his late-night gatherings in Los Angeles and Miami were considered legendary. Celebrities, athletes, and powerful executives all wanted to be there. But what if those parties weren't just about music, money, and fun? What if the very spaces that were once seen as the heart of black excellence in Hollywood celebration were actually the breeding ground for something sinister? Today we're going to explore shocking claims that have now connected Diddy's parties to something far darker than scandal. And the voice at the center of this story is none other than Meek Mill, a rapper who has survived controversy, prison time, career setbacks, and now finds himself in the middle of rumors and lawsuits tied to Diddy. In recent conversations, Meek has pushed back against the accusations. But at the same time, he has revealed disturbing details about what he saw, what he avoided, and why so many people are now saying we're all infected. Music, man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah. Yeah. So, that's another reason why I go to the car, because you can't be that guy at the gay party getting mad at the gay dudes hitting on you. You at they function. So, now you going to be homophobic in here. You the jerk right now. You the clown. You at they, __, getting mad. They trying to see what's to you. You're dumbass. Give me your take on the flack that Meek Mill has gotten throughout all this. Meek Mill's situational awareness is just low, bro. Like that's all it is. But a man had his Amazon account hooked to his Twitter. He buying deals and everything. It's showing on his Twitter, bro. You can't do that. Look that up. That's real. He just crazy, bro. Like, that's all it is. Like, I feel like Meek is an honorable dude. He just don't be up to speed a lot of times. Like, is that audio real? What getting I don't know that audio. I can't confirm that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. Cause my thing is this, like the feds announced that they have a video of Diddy on camera a male. You see what I'm saying? So like if they making these type of announce, bro, if they had anything on Meek Mill, bro, like that's everywhere cause he just got out of jail and then got off of probation, got a judge fired and all type of things like, so it's people who want to see him look bad, right? So if they had it, it'd be out. Meek Mill, born Robert Reek Williams, is not new to controversy. He grew up in North Philadelphia, raised in the streets where survival itself was an accomplishment. Dirt bikes, street battles, and raw ambition shaped his identity. That energy carried into his music where he became known for his intense delivery and relentless passion. From mixtapes that shook the city to mainstream albums that topped charts, Meek built a career that symbolized the Philadelphia dream. A story of struggle, perseverance, and victory against the odds. But in 2025, Meek finds himself at a turning point. Now independent after years of dealing with record label politics. He's enjoying a creative rebirth. He's dropping new collaborations, headlining major festivals like Roots Picnic, and reconnecting with his city in powerful ways. Fans feel his hunger again. Black Thought from the Roots even described him as the voice of a generation of young Philadelphians. A man whose story mirrors the story of the city itself. "'Cause you missed Meek Mills." "Well," he said, a Philly rapper, "you understand?" And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because first of all it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, they my man, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly, they don't play that. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood weird this Hollywood. Where is that? He's dressing like he dressing the same, __, he dressing like Diddy. Hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot. But I know this. Two men dress alike, it's such like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bro. My man, you go to a party, dog, and __, same shirt you got on. I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all that other, __, and he was searching for some online all that other. Oh, wow. That's crazy, bro. But listen, those are what you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this. Meek Mills when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioned about his manhood with Diddy. But he put that himself in that position. And yet, no matter how far Meek runs, the shadow of Diddy seems to follow him. Despite Meek's insistence that he stayed away from Diddy's infamous parties, lawsuits, and rumors, keep pulling his name into the conversation. Meek has said multiple times that he would never compromise his morals, that he never attended the so-called freak-offs, and that his association with Diddy was limited to music and business. But the internet doesn't care about nuance. In the age of viral headlines, Meek's name attached to Diddy is enough to spark endless memes, suspicions, and damaging narratives. The situation reflects a troubling reality. For many black entertainers, success often comes with guilt by association. Even if they avoid the chaos, just being in the orbit of powerful figures like Diddy can pull them into storms they never asked for. And Meek, who has fought so hard to protect his credibility, is now once again defending himself. This time, not from the police or labels, but from the toxic spread of rumors that link him to a world he says he never entered. Yeah, that is weird, man. And I never knew about that, man. You never told me about that, man. But to get back to this lawsuit, right, Ludo, he also alleges that, Diddy, he will grope his genitals and he will grope his man. I didn't understand that one right now because his is U-roll. His genitals is his nut. So, I guess he had to be when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? 'Cause he said that they never had read it in the thing. They never had. He made claims that they never had, but how would he grope your roll? How would he play with your genitals? Yeah, it don't make sense. I mean, it don't make sense. How you wake up but the naked with two other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened. I think he was just trying to save face, man. But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, Diddy will grope his, but, instead of anus? I mean, 'cause I'm trying to figure out how does that work. Somebody groping your he going to say your butt. He would the lawyer would say what do you mean? He would say my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your two cheeks. He said that ain't, __, how did he get that far? Lon, you got to say no to Diddy some. No, that, ain't funny, man. But you got to say no. So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy? When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things that he had somewhat of a relationship or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion because there's no way that he going to wake up and his hurting and his genitals is all over the face and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy going to be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical. If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers, if you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on ecstasy on whatever drugs that they put in there, roof eat you or whatever and you not feeling right, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say something is wrong? He said, he didn't say we woke up with all my clothes. He said we woke up buck the F in those papers.